Hey everyone, and welcome to my Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 video guide walkthrough. We're on Chapter 8, City of the Fallen Goddess. So this is the second time in the game when we're playing as an alternate character. This is the second chick chapter, as I've dubbed these alternate chapters. This is another hard one. It's not as hard as the Momenji section, but it's difficult because we're Rachel, and Rachel's pretty bad. She sucks, and sexual puns aside, she really fucking sucks. She is so slow. I mean, this bitch. Okay, so basically, what's going on here is you have these lesser fiends here. You see them right here. These gold-skinned lesser fiends. You fight these guys the entire level. There's going to be some demon spawns and dragons. Occasionally that you have to fight, but it's mostly these guys. Excuse me. And even on a Marvis fight, he's got these fucking lackeys. He's got these lesser fiend lackeys here. So what's going on here is that you're the absolute slowest character imaginable, and you have to fight the fastest characters, in my opinion, in the entire game, the lesser fiends. Now these demon spawns aren't that bad, and the dragons, they could kill you pretty damn quickly, but so can the lesser fiends. In a couple of claws, they'll claw you in a couple hits on Master Ninja mode, and you're just a goner. You're just a dead bitch, literally. So you can use your machine gun if you want, but most of the time, I mean, she's a tank character, meaning that she moves around at the speed of a tank, which is very slowly. But she's got a lot of power. The warhammer that she uses is very powerful, although it's extremely slow. And many of the times you'll be trying to use your attacks as normal, the less powerful attack with the square button, and you're just going to get hit because the game will prioritize the enemy's hits over yours. And it's unfair because it's just the worst combination here of you're being so slow and they're being so quick. And you can't even slow them down by delimbing them because, you chop off one of their arms, or their heads, they're still going to run around right at you, get up your ass the entire time. Sexual puns aside, or maybe intended, I really don't know at this point. I threw my controller down in frustration several times on this level because I had to redo it because I got to Marvis and I had to deal with these fucking lackeys, and the Ninpo, I just didn't have any Ninpo, and the Ninpo is not really good anyway, but it's nice to have a few of them around to at least delimb some of these lackeys. So this really isn't about money grinding as much as like the Ioni section is and the Momenji section is. Just hang on to your weapons as much as you can. There's a lot of chest items to pick up, and she's got her warhammer. Now the UT that it does, it's really similar to the Eclipse Scythe because it does that ground blast. A lot of the times you'll be doing it, and it will go in the opposite direction that you're aiming, that you want it to go at. So it's hit or miss, and I don't know if it's because, like, some of the times I'll be facing away from the character, or some of the times I'll be, like, facing, like, directly at the character as best as I can, and it'll just, like, right there, went to the side, and a lot of the times it'll just go, like, at the opposite side that you're trying to do the UT attack. Upcoming is some more lesser fiends. Now, these dudes up here, now if you just rush these fiends up here, they're not going to disappear, but if you fall back, like, you'll see me fall back, and they just up and disappear. It's got to be a programming error, because every time I fall back here, like in this instance, what occurred here is I fell back, I tried to do that, that didn't take, I fell back here, and it's just me and this dude. There's about 10 enemies, but I fell back, and he's the only enemy that I had to fight because the rest of them fucking disappeared. Now that's all well and good if you want to avoid enemies, but it's good to at least try to grind for a little bit of money. But like these guys all disappeared. So if you do actually run in this area like normally, you will fight about maybe like 6 to 8 as many as 10 enemies in this area. So yeah, just don't. It's just weird that way that the enemies are disappearing on me. So just grab every treasure chest. They start you out with 3 Ninpo. They start you out, if you look in the upper left, you'll see I have got 3 Ninpos available to use. So right there, a nice tit shot right there. I'll be shaking her breasts a little later on in the chapter and slowing down some nice ass footage that I have again of her. What was I saying? Yeah, it's really distracting sometimes when the camera's focusing like right on her ass, and it's like you're trying to deal with these enemies, but also her ass is right in your face. So a lot of the times, like, it's a big distraction. It's a nice distraction, but it's one that can get you killed. So, you know, women are dangerous in real life, so I guess they're continuing that theme here with this bitch. So this is like, Rachel's really cool. I like Rachel. I think she's really hot, you know, in this leather outfit that she's wearing, and she's really fucking hot. And there's no denying that, but she's just way too slow for me to like. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Okay, so now I saved it. Now I'm just trying to collect some money by killing these guys, and I'm just trying to I'm not even trying to grind for money. I'm just trying to kill them. One good move that you could do is the square, square, triangle, triangle combo, and that will give you a little bit of a. It like pretty much kills the enemies, but it's not really consistent. What else can you do? You could you can't Izuna drop anybody. There is a move. I think it's square, 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 circle. And she does like a backward spin where she finishes with the gun, and I don't think that kills them, but it's a pretty cool move to do. So just consult the moves list in the menu screen if you want to. I think it's really a good idea to just execute the enemies once you see that they're delimbed. It's kind of hard to see if they're delimbed sometimes because they've got a lot of like odd things on their bodies, like a lot of like, I don't know, they're really mutant things. I don't know what they are, but most of the times you can't even get off a blue charge. You'll be trying to get like a red one, but you can barely even get a blue one. So like in this area here, I'm trying to like trap the lesser fiend behind these columns so I can get off a red one. It's just really awful to play as this character. It's fun, yeah, sure. It's fun on lower difficulties, but on Master Ninja mode, it's just not fun. It's just so much of a pain in the ass to do. Okay, so I got 6,500 almost. That's pretty decent money. Just head up here onto the elevator shaft. This is the hardest part of the level, the cheapest, unfairest part up here. It's such bullshit. So there's a nice ass shot here. I mean, look at that thing. I mean, damn, that thing is just like a thing of exquisite beauty. I mean, so many nice things you can do to that ass, you know. But so just beware of that ass, though. It's going to get in your face a lot in this part of the battle. So just don't let yourself get overwhelmed by these demon spawns. Take them out. This part's really hard because you're on a timer. If you don't kill the enemy, the enemies drop in at certain times, and if you don't kill the enemies quickly enough, then you're just going to get a bunch of enemies just dropping on top of each other. Like you're going to have fiends plus the demon spawns. So just try to dispatch the enemies as quick as you can. I would recommend, like, if you do see that they are delimbed, just do that triangle finishing move. Do the OT. Try not to waste more than like 2 Ninpos here. It's really hard not to use Ninpo here because you're just in this really small space here, and these guys are they teleport all over the place, and you'll be doing those UTs, and then the UTs are going to be going in like the opposite direction, and it's just like even the red UT won't even kill one of these gold skin lesser fiends. It's just really ridiculous the way that the red UT will kill a demon spawn if you connect with it all the way, but it won't kill a gold skinned lesser fiend. It's really doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So this is a nice crotch shot. I was going to speed that down, but I was really trying to blow past this chapter. So I got jacked up right there. Decided to use another Ninpo. I actually used all my Ninpo here, and this take is actually not the take, because I just went back and did this whole level over again. and only used one Ninpo here, but that was a different take. So you're gonna see that I wasted all my Ninpo here just because it's really tempting to use the Ninpo here because this is not fair whatsoever. I mean, a lot of the times I just threw my controller down in frustration and just because I would essentially, like, it would have been like I pretty much did beat the part, but like there's just like one little cheap thing that happened at the end, just something, and it was like I never was able to get the win enough, so I just got so irritated at this part. The one fortunate thing about this whole area is that there is a save point. Excuse me. I'm on no sleep. I just it's been so hot. It's summertime in the LBC. I don't even know what I'm saying. It's 105 degrees. It's ridiculously hot. I hate summer. The one nice thing, you get a save statue. However, after the save statue, there's just a small wave of enemies. But then, like right before the where the dragons are, up towards the nearing of the end of the level, there's no checkpoint. So it's another part of bullshit they have to deal with on this section. And the reason I had to do this section is because I got to Marvis with no Ninpo, and the Ninpo is not even that helpful anyway, but it is nice to have a few on hand just to dilemma the lesser fiends, because Marvis is a fucking pussy. He always has fiends. He always has to have lackeys. It's like you never get to fight Marvis when he's just alone, because he's such an easy boss. Another nice crouch shot right there. Marvis is so easy, but when you got lesser fiends there, especially with Rachel, it's just so difficult. And you fight him again when you're Ryu, and it's noticeably easier because you're not this slow bitch. And it's the same setup. You got the lackeys, but you're Ryu and he's faster. And he's, I don't know. It's just such bullshit. So after you kill those dudes, you're gonna have a couple of a lot of nice crotch shots, nice tits. She's got really nice tits. I'll be shaking those things up when I get to the end of this stage. Some nice cutscene here, and just some nice shots here of her. So yeah, she's a really a cool character, but you know, she's got a lot of handicaps. Okay, up here you're going to have about 3 or 4 dragons that you have to kill, and I would just recommend just hitting them a couple times, and then because they go down in a few hits. It's just that when they get in a couple cheap shots with their fireballs and kill you like in one hit, that's when you really start throwing your controller at the ground and just saying fuck this shit, because there's no checkpoint over here. It's just really lame. There's no checkpoint, and I did discover. There's like a column you can hide behind over there behind me, which if you get desperate, I would fall back. I would just hide behind that column and try to do your ground blasts, like the UTs around that column. Seem to work fairly well for me, to just hide if you want. So I think there's one more dragon over here left. Maybe not. So okay, we cleared those dragons. There's a save point. There's about 3 or 4 more lesser enemies, but first I'm gonna go save it, and then do a little titty shaking over here. I apologize for having the brightness up so much, but like I can't. The default brightness would be way too dim for anybody to see anything. So a lot of times when the brightness is up at this degree, like the light keeps falling on her tits here, and you can't see them as much as you can. So you just gotta waggle the 6-axis controller from left to right, and if someone's looking at you, it looks like you're doing the jacking off motion. So it's probably like the little in joke that this game decided to do on players. So it's just one part of the game. It's just kind of fun to do. So I'm gonna head on up here. So yeah, she's a distracting character. I mean, she's probably like the hottest chick in this game. So like right there, I got totally jacked up. So there's the finishing move, and even her execution is really slow and just really tedious. And that right there was the square, square, square triangle. Excuse me, square, square, square circle combo. Pretty good combo. So this, I'm just shooting this guy off, trying to hopefully get a Ninpo drop. Didn't get one. Then I'm gonna head down, and I would recommend just buying whatever you need for the fight. If you have between like 7,500 and 10,000, you're in pretty good shape. So basically, I did an edit there. I just didn't need to show what I was buying. Just because mainly you just need a few healing. So there's an ass. It's just really gets in your face. It's way more than it needs to, but it's a pleasantry for this level, definitely. So just go into this fight with as much Ninpo as you can, and healing items. Healing items are really helpful because Marvis is pretty difficult with these lesser fiends. So I decided to shake her tits one more time just for good luck, and it didn't actually give me good luck. So those tits kind of cursed me over here. So those things are fucking huge, man. That's probably why she's so fucking slow. So yeah, Marvis. This guy is he is an extremely easy enemy if he didn't have lackeys, but he's got lackeys. He's got these fucking gold lesser fiends. So okay, so the main move you want to look for here, first of all, just kill the lesser fiends. Just deal with those guys first. Just keep your eye on Marvis out of the corner of your eye, and it's just really difficult. You just got to be good. And I know that sounds like piss poor advice, but just try to get the UTs, try to get the executions. Use a Ninpo if you want to. I would recommend having like at least like 4 or 5. It's just really helpful. Right there, that move is the one you want to look for. It's called the Spiral Flight, and if you dodge it, he will fall to the ground and give you some free shots. So you can hit him about 4 times. Now, if he hits you with that move, you're going to get a lot of damage to yourself, and he will not like give you any free hits. So that's the only move that I damage him on. I just keep looking for that, and I'm moving the analog stick just like on the Wolf fight. I'm moving it at the 2, 5, the 7, and the 10 spots on the clock. If you're looking at the left analog stick as though it were the face of a clock, that's the directions I'm moving the analog stick primarily. So whenever he's going to prepare to do that spiral flight charge, press the R1 button immediately to line yourself up so you're at the 6 o'clock position on the clock, and then you can just adjust it and move the left analog stick in the angles that I suggested at those points on the clock. It's friendly fire for those for the projectile attacks that he does. So a lot of the times he'll throw those pink fireballs and it'll damage some of the enemies. Now the Ninpo is not really effective here. Sometimes it works to delim the enemies, but you have to be within. Okay, so that move right there. Sometimes he will juke you out, like when he's gonna prepare his spiral flight, and then he'll like stop it. So you'll have to like spin, like do your twirl dash, and then do it once again so you're not grabbed. And it's an unblockable grab. And never get greedy with your hits when he's giving you those free hits. Well, I guess they're not free because you earn them by not getting hit by his attack. So only hit him about 4 times. Just press the square button about 3 times, and it hits about 4 times on the animation. Just keep dodging from left to right. and just always look for that spiral flight. So there he did another juke. So when he is down like that for a few seconds, take that opportunity to kill these guys. They're just a really bad hassle. Marvis is not that hard. I mean, the spiral flight is kind of hard to dodge sometimes. I mean, you can get into really bad periods where you get into a lot of just really unsuccessful, where you're just fucking up way too much. Killed him right there, that bastard. He's down for the count. We're going to fight him again, but next time we're going to fight him, it's going to be a lot easier because we're not going to be this bitch.